A day after 4 landslide victories for the BJP in UP, Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur, the party is back to work. Prime Minister Modi is going to be in Gujarat starting today for a 2-day visit. He is holding a roadshow in Ahmedabad and addressing a rally of over 1 lakh elected representatives of panchayat bodies. Gujarat is slated to go to polls in December this year. During his 2-day visit, Prime Minister is also going to be inaugurating the Khel Mahakumbh sporting event and address the first convocation of Rashtriya Raksha University in Gandhinagar.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2-day mega event in the city of Ahmedabad starts from today, and it will start from a mega roadshow. We are right now present outside. This is the airport signal, and from here the roadshow will commence till the BJP state office Kamlam, that is almost 10 kilometers far away. The BJP are expecting that a crowd of around 2 lakh will be present in this particular roadshow. And let me tell you, after the win in the 4 states in the assembly elections, it is a mega roadshow. And it's also going to be a soft start for the state assembly elections of Gujarat, which are going to happen in December this year. Here you can see how the security arrangements are being done. The Ahmedabad police, not just the Ahmedabad police, but the police forces from all over the places in Gujarat have been called over here. Extra security forces, the special branch officials are also present over here. At every corner, at every signal, there are police officials in civil and uniform present over here. The most interesting part are this cultural dance event and the different cultural events which will be taking place over here. And not just at this particular place, but at different places all over on the stretch of 10 kilometers, such various cultural dance and the performance will be done by different people. With camera person Sajid Alam, this is Saurabh Bakhtania in Ahmedabad for India Today.
My colleague Paulmi Saha is getting us more details on that big story. She's joining us from Ahmedabad this morning. Paulmi, the BJP, of course, extremely buoyed by its victory in 4 states yesterday, is absolutely not wasting a minute in launching its campaign. And who else better than the star campaigner of the BJP in the Prime Minister to launch it from Gujarat, his own home turf?
Absolutely, Sneha. You could call this the virtual kickstart of the BJP's campaign to the elections of Gujarat. I'll ask my camera person Kirpal to pan the camera and show the visuals that we can see. You can see busloads of people who are coming to this point. In fact, he will be, I beg your pardon, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be landing in Ahmedabad in a short while from now and then embarking on a road show that will go all the way from the airport to Kamlam, which is the state BJP headquarters, a 10-kilometer long stretch of a road show. And you can see those images of song and dance that are already being in fact performed across various junctures of this entire stretch of road, 10 kilometers. You can see those images of Prime Minister Modi that are beaming right now on those big screens as well. And very interestingly, Sneha, you can see all those BJP party workers, of course, arriving over here in Ahmedabad from various parts of the state for this grand road show. This is Prime Minister Modi's homecoming, if you may, after the big electoral victory of the Bharatiya Janata Party in 4 states out of 5 that went to polls in the first half of this year. The results have come out only yesterday. It's not even been 24 hours, and this appears like the Bharatiya Janata Party's campaign in Gujarat already. Big images and big posters and banners of Prime Minister Modi, the Chief Minister, of course, the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, who is, of course, another native of the state of Gujarat, all across this entire stretch. Look at the security deployment over here, because this is a long stretch and they're expecting at least 2 lakh people to gather over here in order to welcome Prime Minister Modi. And very interestingly, Sneha, I'll ask Kirpal to come with me. I'm going to try and give you a closer glimpse. If you look at the song and dance program over there, right behind it, it says Abhar Narendra Bhai, Abhar Narendra Bhai, Operation Ganga. Basically, it is a group of students who in fact hail from the state of Gujarat, who had gone to Ukraine, have come back now safely. They are here in order to express their gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So they are here present over here. Those students, I expect Kirpalji to show the students who come from Ukraine. They're up on the stage. They're on the stage. And that is Congress will be present over here as, of course, the Prime Minister lands and embarks on this roadshow, which will start from Ahmedabad Airport and go all the way up to Kamalam, which is the BJP state headquarters. And you can see the security deployment, the RAF behind me, Sneha.
Absolutely, Paulamy getting us all the pictures of the celebrations there. The city is ready to welcome the Prime Minister. Paulamy, the big question really is how are the next few months really going to look like? Because herein we have the Aam Aadmi Party also interestingly announcing that, listen, we are not a regional party any longer. We are also looking at Gujarat. We are eyeing Gujarat. In fact, they're also planning to, in fact, have a trip to Gujarat next month or so, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Aam Aadmi Party is going to throw a challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party expectedly here in Gujarat, and already you can see that the BJP is geared up for that challenge. The AAP has already been making inroads in Gujarat. It has not been able to, of course, turn everything into dividends immediately. So, for instance, in Goa, where they made a foray in 2017, it was only yesterday in this election of 2022 that the Aam Aadmi Party was able to grab 2 seats. So they went from just a vote share of 6% in 2017 to 2 seats in the Goa Legislative Assembly. Similarly, they've been working on the ground in Uttarakhand as well. In Punjab, of course, we saw how they contested the election in 2017, and in 2022, they're already in the seat of power in Punjab. So Gujarat as well, the Aam Aadmi Party has been working on the ground, and this time round now emboldened by the success of the party in Punjab and the inroads it has made in Goa, the AAP will be posing a big challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party come December 2022. Remember, I was speaking to you earlier, Sneha, and telling you about the fact that in 2017, the Congress did manage to give the Bharatiya Janata Party a scare. The BJP has been in power continuously without any intermission since 2001 in Gujarat. Prime Minister Modi himself was a 3-term Chief Minister of Gujarat before he shifted base to Delhi in 2014. But in 2017, it was that the Congress posed a challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Again, there seemed to be a resurgence of the Congress. Its numbers of seats improved in the Gujarat Legislative Assembly. BJP came down, though it managed to acquire for itself a simple majority in the Gujarat Legislative Assembly and come back to power. But the BJP realizes that it's not going to be any sort of a cakewalk, be it the Congress or now the Aam Aadmi Party. And hence you can see that the BJP is already preparing its base and its ground in order to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the star campaigner of the party. And you can see that all of these women, we've been talking, Sneha, about women being strongly behind the Bharatiya Janata Party and they having shifted the vote in the BJP's favor in Uttar Pradesh. Let's just get in a word from a few of them. मोदी जी के लिए आए हैं यहाँ पर, मोदी जी को देखना, मोदी जी के लिए आए हैं। इलेक्शन है दिसंबर में, भारतीय जनता पार्टी दोबारा आएगी गुजरात में। आप यहाँ पर मोदी जी के लिए मिशन गंगा के, ऑपरेशन गंगा के पोस्टर्स लेकर आए हैं, तो आप धन्यवाद देना चाहते हैं?
उनको हम धन्यवाद देना। उन्होंने हमारे देश के लिए किया ना, बहुत अच्छा किया। बाकी और कोई नेता ऐसा करता नहीं, हर बार हमें मोदी ही चाहिए।
आप बहुत यंग हो, आप भी सपोर्ट करते हो? हाँ, तो आप वोट डालोगे इस साल?
मोदी आएंगे, मोदी आएंगे।
हमें you know, Sneha, that just depicts the thing. The chief minister can possibly be anybody in Gujarat, but the crux of it is Modi ही आएंगे. Narendra Modi continues to be the star campaigner for the Bharatiya Janata Party nationally, of course, and definitely, most definitely in his home state, Gujarat. Sneha, back to you.
Well, absolutely, Paulamy. Thank you so much for getting us up to speed with that. Interesting developments and interesting days and weeks lie ahead in the run-up to polls in the state of Gujarat. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you for more on that story in just a bit from now. Now, BJP is all set to retain power in 4 out of 5 states that went to polls. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has frequently used the phrase double-engine government during his campaigns. It means the same party in power at the centre and state. Assembly poll results show that the double-engine government is not just a mere slogan. It has found acceptance amongst voters. Here's a report.
Bulldozer runs over the cycle in Uttar Pradesh. Saffron sweeps Manipur. BJP retains Uttarakhand, the first time ever in the state's history. And the lotus blooms on Goa's shores again. 4 of the 5 states that went to the polls were under BJP rule, and they will continue to remain so. The common factor that stands out is the double-engine model often flaunted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The BJP claims the same party in power at the centre and the state means better development, and it seems to have the voters' approval.
जब विकास को सर्वोपरि रखने वाली सरकार होती है तो डबल तेजी से काम भी होता है। इसलिए डबल इंजन की सरकार का कोई मुकाबला ही नहीं है। डबल इंजन की सरकार यानी संसाधनों का सही इस्तेमाल।
नरेंद्र मोदी! What double engine also means is Narendra Modi's popularity too becomes a factor in any state election. In UP, where a party is winning a second consecutive term for the first time in 37 years, this double engine took 2 routes. While Modi stuck to Vikas and governance, Yogi Adityanath played the Hindutva card.
ये डबल इंजन की सरकार है जो महामारी के इस समय में बीते कई महीनों से गरीब को मुफ्त अनाज दे रही है।
ये चुनाव 80 बनाम 20 जाएगा। ये 20% वे लोग हैं जो राम जन्मभूमि का विरोध करते हैं, काशी विश्वनाथ धाम का विरोध करते हैं, मथुरा वृंदावन के भव्य स्वरूप का विरोध करते हैं।
The result in Uttarakhand is stunning. The BJP had 3 chief ministers in its 5-year term. The latest change was in March 2021, aimed at bucking anti-incumbency. Despite its worst fears, the BJP has stormed back to power. Many give credit for the win to Modi's popularity and local welfare schemes.
उत्तराखंड के रचना के बाद एक बार भी कोई पार्टी रिपीट नहीं हुआ था। मोदी जी के नेतृत्व, नड्डा जी के मार्गदर्शन में धामी जी ने वो करके दिखाया है। धामी जी को मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं, धन्यवाद करता हूं।
Riding high on the twin planks of Namo and development, the BJP has won Manipur, a state where it was hardly present till just a few years ago. What worked in Manipur is the relative peace the state has seen over the last 5 years. Manipur, which used to see economic blockades that stretched for months, hasn't faced such a problem in recent times. Again, thanks to the centre. The story is the same in Goa, where the state government was facing corruption charges but still managed to win. Elections 2022 have proven that double-engine Sarkar is no empty slogan. It has huge acceptance among voters. Bureau Report, India Today.
Record back-to-back win for the BJP in the state of Uttar Pradesh as Bulldozer Baba returns with a massive mandate. The Modi-Yogi double engine has proven that Akhilesh's cycle was actually too slow to reach Lucknow. From end of Mafia Raj to consolidation of women voters, we break down the factors which helped the party capture the popular mindscape of the people in UP.
They called it the Modi-Yogi double engine, not without reason. The BJP has bulldozed its way to power in Uttar Pradesh once again. Holi has come a week early for the party as it wins a handsome majority with over 250 seats. It is the first time a party is retaining power in the state in 37 years. A big feat by itself. And CM Yogi Adityanath has become the first BJP Chief Minister to complete a 5-year tenure in Uttar Pradesh.
माताओं ने, बहनों ने, बेटियों ने आगे आकर के भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जो प्रचंड बहुमत दिया है अपने सहयोगियों के साथ में, आज इसका परिणाम है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इतिहास बनाने जा रही है। उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर इतिहास बनाने की ओर अग्रसर है।
The BJP's victory was made possible by a combination of factors: better law and order, end of mafia raj, free ration in villages, consolidation of women votes, and its tried and tested formula of Hindutva. While the BJP's tally came down from 322 seats, the target was daunting for principal challenger Akhilesh Yadav. While the cycle did move fast, it still proved to be too slow for the BJP's bullet train. The SP gained over 70 seats from its previous performance, but that was it. The casualties of the war are Mayawati and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. The BSP's vote share and seat share have shrunk considerably, and all the efforts by Priyanka could only fetch them less than 3% votes for the Congress. The elections in UP were billed as the big semi-final before 2024. The grand victory in India's most populous state, with 80 Lok Sabha seats, places the BJP in pole position for the general elections 2 years later. Bureau Report, India Today.
The bulldozer has become the metaphor for BJP's monumental mobilization in UP. As it became clear that Yogi Adityanath was returning to power, bulldozer rally was carried out across Gorakhpur. Several BJP supporters also did a puja of the bulldozer. It's now clear that the bulldozer metaphor that was first used as a jibe by the Samajwadi Party has now flattened the cycle.
बुलडोजर चलता रहे, दंगाइयों को सख्त सजा हो।
It all started with Yogi Adityanath mentioning the bulldozer in his campaign speeches. It gradually became the poll mascot for the BJP.
हमारी सरकार केवल विकास ही नहीं कराती है, हमारी सरकार ने फिर बुलडोजर का भी उपयोग करना शुरू किया। और आज जब प्रदेश के अंदर विकास के साथ साथ बुलडोजर चल रहा है, तो भाइयों बहनों, आज ये सभी माफिया जो 4.5 वर्ष तक अपने बिलों के अंदर दुबके हुए थे, इनको ये लगा कि एक अवसर है कि फिर से किसी सत्ताधारी दल, किसी दल के साथ, सत्ताधारी ना भी हो, किसी दल के साथ जुड़ जाएंगे।
Today, the bulldozer has become a symbol of BJP's mega mobility through the Uttar Pradesh election.
As the results trickled in, the BJP workers erupted into a marathon celebration of sorts, and in focus was the Baba Ka bulldozer that rampaged and teared through the opposition attack. The Baba bulldozer actually marking the thumping victory of the BJP, even as the workers didn't stop praising and actually praying that Baba Ka bulldozer should be on a never-ending spree.
The Samajwadi Party mentioned the bulldozer first as a jibe. The BJP decided to wear it as a badge of honor. With Yogi Adityanath winning a historic second term, the bulldozer has become an affirmation of both his government's tough on criminals and high on development image. The internet celebrated Yogi's return as UP Chief Minister with the hashtag Bulldozer is back. In Lucknow, a 1.5-year-old toddler in saffron robes and a toy bulldozer in hand made heads turn, and that has become the metaphor of Yogi and BJP's victory. The bulldozer has completely flattened the bicycle. Bureau Report, India Today.
Bulldozer Baba is back, and that's the slogan that is trending across Uttar Pradesh and online. Yogi Adityanath has scripted history by returning to power for a record second time. Here's a look at the rise of Yogi Adityanath.
The monk who stormed back to power. Bucking a 35-year trend in UP that has never permitted a successive victory. Saffron-clad and super confident through his campaign, Yogi Adityanath today has rung the biggest political bell of 2022. Branded a Hindutva icon, an image he invoked frequently through the campaign.
जनता जनार्दन के आशीर्वाद से डबल इंजन की सरकार फिर से आएगी। 80 बनाम 20 की तरफ चुनाव जा चुका है।
Even that comment, which had inflamed, appears to have come somewhat true, with votes pouring in from across barriers. The victory today is testament to the far more solid work he was actually standing on. By recasting himself as the law and order headmaster of Uttar Pradesh with visible results on the ground, Yogi made deep inroads into the minds and hearts of a vote bank that so many have ignored: women. He gamely broke the famous Noida jinx, which dictates defeat for anyone who campaigns in this Delhi suburb, and carefully crafted a campaign that rode on a pro-incumbency wave. Fighting the very real issue of unemployment, the bottom line is, Brand Yogi was able to persuade UP's electorate that not only was he worth voting back to power, but that nobody else deserved that chance. The double-engine metaphor that projected Yogi as an extension of the enormously popular Prime Minister helped amplify welfare work done to fever pitch.
जिस यूपी की छवि इन लोगों ने ऐसी बना दी थी कि यहां कुछ बदल नहीं सकता, उस यूपी में योगी जी की सरकार ने कानून व्यवस्था को सुधार कर दिखाया है.
With money in accounts, toilets in houses and safer towns and villages to live in, the unstoppable power of Ration Shasan was too much for the BJP's rivals to surmount. Let's make no mistake, Yogi's victory immediately makes him a first among equals in the BJP's pantheon of chief ministers, and solidifies the wishful thinking among millions of BJP supporters that he now stands as next in line to the main engine Modi. Handpicked as a surprise choice to be CM 5 years ago, the phenomena of Yogi Adityanath is fully visible today. Bureau Report, India Today.